really forced the cattle to eat everything in one small area and then move them to the next plot. So we use electric fence to do that. So that system was working, but then we wanted to integrate trees some way, in a purposeful way. So we actually planted hedgerows of lucena in here. So we have lucena trees running down the middles of these paddocks. And we had a very wet year, and all that lucena pretty much died. So they were all gone. I think the cattle got on them once or twice too and destroyed them. And so we struggled to establish lucena in our pasture. So we tried something else. Still, we didn't give up on trees. So we wanted to establish some shade trees, so dispersed shade. And we chose some trees that we thought would be able to handle the abuse of the cattle. And so we planted, this is Acacia xanthophylla, or fever tree. It's a very thorny acacia tree. There's one across there that is actually, the upper part is dead. It's coming from the base. That's a Fiderbia. And then we planted the spreading tree over there is an Interlobium species. So it's a very big spreading species of leguminous tree. It makes a pod that's very good forage for animals, this pod that it produces. So, and then there were some other trees in here, but they aren't here anymore. So we actually fenced these trees, so we had some protection for them early on. Then we pulled the fences off. We thought, well, it looks like we're ready. We can let the cattle in. And then this happened. So our cattle wiped out all of the phloem, all the sapwood on some of these trees. And I'm curious to see, like, is this tree going to die or is it going to grow back? You see it sprouting at the base. The Fiderbia over there, the same thing happened. All the bark was stripped off by the cattle. And now that top is dead and it's coming up from the base. There's a few trees where we either left the cages there or the branches that were low down were thorny enough that it prevented the cattle from getting at it. But the other thing that probably happened is that the cattle were left on the trees too long. So whenever you let the animals linger in an area, they're going to deplete their preferred, forage first, and then they're going to get bored and start killing other stuff. So that's what happened here, is they destroyed some of the trees because we left them in there too long. So I think just illustrates it's challenging to establish trees in pasture that you're actively grazing. So something to consider if you're looking at silvopasture. And we went the thorny tree route, but I think our management still wasn't there to really protect these trees. Now we're not losing all the trees. There's still some that are doing pretty well, but we definitely these trees got hurt by the cattle. Anyway, I guess backing up, like the purpose of the trees here is that we wanted dispersed shade, which can actually benefit the forage grasses. So having some shade can be beneficial. All these trees are nitrogen fixers. So we're adding some nitrogen, some litter fall, leaf litter. We're also benefiting from the shade for the animals. So shade on animals reduces stress. So a number of benefits there, and we could potentially harvest them for wood at some point. Any questions or thoughts?
Does that girding go all the way around the trunk?
Oh yeah.
It's amazing it's even leaking or anything.
Still alive. I feel like it's slowly having more and more trouble.
How long